Coming up on this weekend's broadcast, an update on that crop in Ukraine. Will they have one, and how much this year? Hello, everyone. Welcome to this weekend's broadcast. It's a privilege to be with you again. Coming into your home, Mike Pearson is actually on vacation this week. We think he needed one, so we're giving him some time off. We want to talk a bit about Ukraine as it's in the news every hour, but the crop there we're wondering about. Cesar Cruz joining us in the studio from Advanced Trading, Director of Research with Advanced Trading. We've been hearing so much about their struggles, of course. Will they get a crop planted? That's the big question. What do you see as of this moment?
Thanks for having us here first, Max. And well, that's a very good question. We have a lot of uncertainty with Ukraine and Russia situation. What we hear is that producers are trying to get together and plant something. Maybe they're going to try to plant whatever they can harvest fast. I'm talking about rapeseed, maybe buckwheat, maybe corn and wheat. Maybe not going to be their first priority. They are having trouble. They don't know when the Russians are coming. They are not really there in the right place where they plant all those crops. But we also know that they are having a shortage of diesel. They're having problems with fertilizers. So we don't know exactly what their crop will be. We're hearing a lot that we can expect them to plant only half of the acreage. So that's also a possibility.
Assuming the best case scenario, assuming there is some kind of a ceasefire that will allow them to actually get into the fields, they're still not going to be anywhere near full crop production.
Probably not because of all those conditions I mentioned before. There's a problem with diesel, there's a problem with fertilizers. We also don't know how they're going to go back to the fields. Are they comfortable with the situation? Are they going to use their equipment in the field? We don't know yet if Russians are around. We don't even know if people are left in the fields. We know that close to 3 million people have already left to Ukraine. We don't know if those people were in the field. They were farmers. We don't really know how much they're going to put into planting this year.
So the labor to operate the equipment may be a real challenge. There may not be the people there to do it.
Exactly. So
then if they get a crop to maturity, it has to be harvested and transported.
Exactly. We were talking about that. Actually, logistics can be also a problem. We know that Russia has invaded several ports in the Black Sea. There is one major port left, Odessa, but those ports, they have to be used to export their crop. We don't know what the conditions are going to be left after the Russians leave the country. So that can be actually an issue. Transportation, they also have railroads. They're trying to transport some of their crops towards Poland and other countries in Europe. But we know that very few rail cars are available right now. Who wants to take the risk of transport those crops to other countries? So those are questions that we have to answer.
Have rail lines been damaged already? Have there been bombing efforts concentrating on those important farm-to-market rail lines?
We don't know yet what the extent of the damage the Russians have done to the railroads yet, but we know there are actually water mines in the ports that Ukraine's left. After what can happen after when the Russians come and when they leave, we don't really know, but it's very likely that bridges, railroads, ports are going to be damaged, and that can be a compromised crop for this year.
As we look at the calendar where we are right now, is it very possible that they'll have no exportable supplies, that whatever they grow, they might even just keep there to use domestically?
If that happens, we're looking at huge carry-on stocks for the next year. And whenever they have the chance to export those crops, they'll be doing that.
If they grow them.
If they grow them, that's a good point. If they grow maybe at least part of their crop, we believe they're going to do something. Of course, there's people there. They're interested in putting their fertilizers, their seeds in the field. They're interested in working and keeping their properties. And if they do that, we're going to see something, but very likely to see a very low crop for Ukraine this year, unfortunately.
Thank you for giving us an update as best as you folks can see it and share with us. We sure appreciate it, Cesar.
Thanks for having us here again.
Cesar Cruz, he's Director of Research for Advanced Trading, joining us here this weekend, AgriBusiness.